Welcome back to another episode of Girls & Co. I'm here with the two OGs, Taylor and Sam, and we have a very special guest who requested to be here. Rony is in the house. What's up, Rony?
What's up? I requested, and that's one of the rules, and I made sure to follow the rules.
You did.
That's why you're here.
Exactly. You're a little nervous.
No, I never said that.
You did.
Guys.
I'm going to bring that to light.
Guys, I'm not nervous.
It's fine. Okay,
cool as a
good.
cucumber.
Because we've actually changed the entire outline, and we're only going to drill you in personal questions.
It's a good thing because I didn't prepare either way.
Perfect. Okay, so we start off each episode with a weekend update. So,
yes.
Sam, how was your weekend?
Good.
We went to the game.
Oh, that's how the weekend started. Yeah. Yes. We went to the game Friday, the Mets game, the fastest game ever. Mets Rockies.
Really?
We saw Kelsey, met Kelsey's husband, who was great. And then did I do something else?
You had a workout class?
Yeah, workout class. I was reunited with my lost water bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wait, what?
That's a whole thing.
This is such a trivial story that no one cares about, but I lost my water bottle last Saturday. Thought I left it at the gym. I didn't. Turns out I left it at the Whole Foods Amazon return counter. Didn't realize that until this past Saturday. So I called and said, do you have a lost and found? And they said, yes, we do. I said, I think I lost my water bottle. And the guy had it.
Wow.
So a week later, I went back and got it.
That's kind of huge.
Have you never noticed, like, Sam will leave her water bottle in, like, random places around the office? I noticed that, like, months ago. Yeah. And I will, like, find it, and I'm like, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a highlight. Saturday, it was just such nice weather. So I was out a lot. I think that's all I have to offer.
That's fine. Yeah, the game was really short.
Much.
The game was 2 hours and 10 minutes.
My goodness.
That's so
it
fast.
Nuts.
They're ruining the game. No, I'm kidding.
It was really fast.
Like, we looked down at the clock, and I was like, oh, my God, it's like 9:20.
Which was kind of great for two teams I don't care about. And
Correct.
to go to just, like, see Kelsey do stuff, I was super fine with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a noticeable difference when you go to the game. It's like, oh, this is breezing by.
Yeah. 1,000%.
There's also only 1-0. Like, there was one Mets had one home run, and then the Rockies almost came back in the ninth, and then they didn't.
Tough for the Mets.
And then we were sitting in the friends and family section.
Oh, that was the best part.
And one of the wives that was sitting in, or girlfriends that was in the section, her husband or boyfriend was the one who got kicked out of the game on Friday.
Wait.
The Rockies pitcher that randomly got kicked out of the game.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, she like randomly like stood up and like lost it, and then we started putting the pieces together, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, there was some good people watching with kids and wives and family members. That was fun.
Very much so. Rony, what did you do this weekend?
What did I do? I went to Philly for like the first time to like see the city.
Okay.
And the weather was beautiful.
So perfect.
And there was like, it was the first day of like these street festivals with like food vendors.
I love that.
And roller skating rinks out in the
good vibes. That's great.
The vibes were just insane.
That's great.
So yeah, I spent my weekend in Philly with a couple friends, and it was just awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Taylor, what did you do?
I was down in Jersey. One of my best friends lives in Avon, which is like right near Asbury Park, Belmar, like kind of right in between. That's where I went to college. So I was with a couple college friends, went to some of the college bars.
Obviously.
Yep.
Reliving.
Stomping grounds.
Felt really old. It was like the town. It's like a really small town. It was like the town-wide garage sales. So we like spent the whole day Saturday walking the entire town, just like garage sale to garage sale. Which like
love
I
that.
love a good thrift. So I was like, and the weather was amazing. So we're by the beach.
Did you buy
so
anything?
Like, I didn't buy anything. But one of my friends bought a set of golf clubs. One bought like a really nice like purse. I was like, it was just a great day.
Nice.
That's a good
good
day.
vibes.
Yeah, that's good vibes.
Yeah.
That's a good day.
Pax, what'd you do?
Friday game. Oh God, Friday game, and then one of my friends there's this restaurant, and I've told them about it. There's this restaurant in New York,
Right.
where I've become friends with the manager and the bartenders, and it's a Mexican restaurant. It's so good. Drinks are great. It's one of my favorite places.
Okay.
Cinco de Mayo was Friday.
Yeah.
And they
It
were
was.
like, they were messaging me. They were like, just one drink. Like, it's on us, one drink, that's it. And I was like, okay. Because the next day I had plans that morning. I was going to take headshot photos for high school girls who, like, for like a career day. So I didn't want to be hungover.
No. Right.
I go. Like, within 30 minutes, I'm 4 shots in.
Yeah.
And, like, 2
Because
drinks.
it's never
I mean,
just one
it's
drink.
never
And
just
it was all free. I'm like, I had to come back to the office at 1 a.m. hammered in a hoodie and cargo pants that I wore to the game. Just disappointed in myself. So that was Friday. And then Saturday,
Oh my goodness.
did that event in the morning. And then I went to an event that evening. So I texted Sam and Taylor about this because I was very angry after this event.
Okay.
And I waited to tell the entire story on the show. So the event involved a bunch of New York influencers.
Right.
I've never had an issue with like any influencers I've ever met. New York, LA, like Nashville, anywhere. And so Maddie needs to come in and get his drive.
Maddie, come on in.
Yeah.
Special guest, Matty Mass. This is actually a plan. I wanted him to.
I texted him back.
Okay, cool. So I go to this event and I have heard rumors about like New York influencers just being mean girls or whatever. But I had never experienced it. And so I was going with one of my friends who was actually invited to the event. I was her +1. And she was super anxious, like, leading up to it. Hey, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie. Anything you want to say to the people while you're here? Okay. Bye.
Hi. So leading up to the event, she's super anxious. She's like, some of these girls have been kind of like rude to me. Like, I don't know. And I love that. Like, give me a reason to just like yell at someone for being a dick. Like, love that. So I was like, oh, perfect. Yes, I'm going to this event. So we go and we walk in and it is the most like stereotypical group of girls, like all wearing essentially the same thing that are like arms crossed, like,
Oh my
like
goodness.
pointing at like our outfits, like very visibly just like rude. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be so fun for me. My friend then tells me like, please don't like bitch anyone out basically because I don't want to burn these bridges. I was like, I'm ready to burn houses down, but okay, like fine. One girl comes up, she's just rude. She basically just like cuts me out, excludes me. It's just like, I don't give a shit who you are. I was like, okay, whatever. This other girl comes up. She's talking to my friend, and my friend introduced me. This is Paxton, and she goes, cool. And I was like, what's your name?
Yeah. And you are.
And she's like, she says her name, which truthfully I don't even remember. And I was like, cool, okay, so like, what are you doing? Like, what do you do? And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, for work? And she's like in the city or like, yeah.
What are we
I
doing
mean, that's where we're at. Yeah. What do you do for work in the city? Sorry, I didn't complete that statement that I didn't, whatever. She goes, well, I'm a stylist. And I was like, oh, cool. She's like, I'm a stylist at Aritzia. I was like, so you work in retail?
You work in a mall.
But also, like, that's a job. Like, why was it so
Yeah.
confusing
Yeah.
for her to, like, understand?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's an actual job. So,
And
like,
then the best part was that she was like, yeah, but my main focus is content, obviously. So hand in all, what do you do?
Oh my God.
I go,
Oh my
no way. I was like, I work in content too. I was like, but it's my full-time job for a sports media company.
Just flex on her.
And she was like, oh, yeah, they're not like really the same. I was like, you're right, they're not. Like, not even close. Not even close. And then she like continues on talking about some family she babysits for in Tribeca. I don't know. But I was just so baffled by the fact that there are still, and there were a few other small interactions, but I won't say them because they will give away the event that I was at. I'm just baffled that there are still assholes like that. Like girls that are like actually like mean girls who like genuinely believe in their heart that they are better than other people because they post pictures on Instagram.
She was trying to have like a mean girl off with you.
yeah.
But like you were like being yourself.
Yeah.
She tried. Oh my God, that's so annoying.
Yeah. When we were leaving, my friend was saying bye to people. There was not a soul in there that I wanted to say bye to. So I was standing like by myself, like by the door, just like posted up. I wasn't even on my phone. I was just like whatever. And some girl comes up and goes, "Are you lost?"
Oh my God.
I was like, to my friend, I was like, we need to leave
like, "Get me out of here,"
before I
actually.
like ruin someone's life. I was like, because I'm really close and I don't want to. I was like, it's
Sounds
just
so awful.
baffling. So I went home. I like texted all my friends sent like voice memos, videos, everything, texted that. I was like, I can't post about this on social media because I will like give it away. I was like, so I'm just going to tell everyone in my life. Everyone woke up to like a 5-minute monologue from me just bitching about these influencers.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's so annoying.
So that was my weekend. Getting fired up again. Anyways, let's get to the juicy part. Ronnie's interview.
Juicy.
Yeah, not really. We start off with the same question. Every single person that comes in here.
Yeah.
Ronnie, who are you?
Oh yeah, that's a great way to start.
Isn't it?
Yeah, just go with the hardest. Who am I?
Yeah.
I am Rony Jerez. Nice to meet everyone. I'm just a child from DR who loves to laugh and hails from New Jersey.
I love that.
And who am I? I'm still trying to figure that out.
That's a good question.
You know what?
Great.
Yeah.
Fair.
Still trying
Good
to figure
answer.
that out.
Great response.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
So, okay, obviously you work Jomboy Media.
Yes, I
Been
do.
here for about a year. Coming up on a year?
Made my year in February.
Okay.
Yes.
So made your year.
Yeah.
What did you study? How did you get here? What was your journey to get to Jomboy Media?
So, for those that don't know, I graduated last year from college. Seton Hall, go Pirates, right? Whatever. Studied exactly what I'm doing. I majored in visual and sound media, and that's literally all we do. And in the broadcasting, in the tech, in the cameras and microphone and all that. So now, and editing, and I am now an editor, producer, tech guy,
Director.
tech live switcher here at Jomboy Media. So, how did I get? So I applied, I'd say 2 years ago for a round in the Bronx office.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
I did. I applied, and
Was it like an internship or what was it? What did you apply for?
I think it was an internship.
Okay.
Just like that general internship because
Yeah.
I was such a big fan. I was like a sophomore in college, and I was really wanted to just get in there for an internship. But like classic college me, I applied like 10 minutes before the deadline, like at 11:59. Like I skipped on like a paper that I had to do to finish my application. It just took me forever. Didn't get it. And I was like, oh, it's all right. But then when I saw the office, that first tweet of like, oh, we have a new office. We want to hire and fill it with people. The first thing I did was create a website for my portfolio.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I was like, and then I applied for social media, and I got hired by Kyle. And
So
I was,
funny.
Yeah.
which is
Hindsight.
Ronnie
Which
was
is
OG
so great.
a social media person.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I was Sarah before Sarah. So I did graphics, and then I
Okay.
did socials clips for Kyle and talking Yanks and talking baseball. So
Wow.
yeah. So when the lockout finished, I did the baseball's back graphic, and then when all the free agent signings, it was just me and Kyle. I made every single free agent signing graphic.
when we were in Arizona.
When you guys were
Ronnie
in
was
Ari-
here.
Yeah.
And when the lockout ended, we were in Arizona. Ronnie was here just
Pump-
banging out like all of the
Yeah.
free agent
I did not
graphics.
realize that.
Yeah.
Either.
But
Yeah.
what? Because that was right after I started.
We started basically almost at the same time.
Yeah, but Ronnie was already getting stolen by the editors team. Like
Yeah.
Kyle was like, "This isn't gonna last long with
Yeah.
Ronnie. Like he's getting taken away from us."
Then Jimmy one day was just like, we're going to have you edit some videos for the warehouse. And I'm just like, of course, Jimmy, anything you need. So then I got poached, and now I'm an editor.
The problem is everyone wanted Ronnie.
Everyone still is poaching Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because was Jimmy the one that originally poached you and like was like, here's like a video or two for you to edit, and it was strictly warehouse stuff, or were you editing other stuff before that?
So I was editing like socials clips for
Okay.
Kyle, along with graphics. And then Jimmy was like, I need you to sync up the first 1 inning league videos. He's like, yeah, we have a bunch of videos. I need you to sync these up and organize them. And then to give them to like Prizeman and Jack Sorensen when he did warehouse. But then Sorensen hated doing the warehouse.
Yeah.
So then I'm just like, no, I could just do it. So then that's how I transitioned into it. Jimmy was like, oh, you did a good job syncing these and organizing everything. It was really thorough. So just keep going. And I was just like, of course, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So started a social, which is wild to me.
I look back on it and it's like so weird.
That's so
It is.
weird.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
And then you end up getting poached to essentially the warehouse.
Yes.
stuff, which you are still doing now.
Yes.
At what point did Dan Cannobio begin trying to poach you for boxing?
Dude, oh my God, that's actually funny. I remember Dan's first day. He walks in and sits right in front of me. I was wearing a full suit. I remember my suit. Gray suit, gray pants, white shirt, pink tie. Loved that fit. Later that day, I was calling a women's basketball game at Columbia University. So, because obviously I was still in college. I don't know how I survived that. I was there, just still like new, and then Cannobio walks in, and I see him, and I'm like, hey man, I recognize you. He's like, yeah, I'm Dan Cannobio, I'm the boxing guy. I played in Blitzball Battle 1. And I was like, oh yeah, you on Southpaw? He's like, yeah. So the first impression was like, this guy looks really sick. This guy's ill. Like,
He was.
and then I didn't see him for another 2 weeks because he had COVID.
Yeah.
He, like, when I met him, he had COVID in the office. So I was just like, oh, dude, this guy shouldn't be here right now. And then I don't see him for like 2-3 weeks, and then I see him back. I'm like, oh yeah, you work here. How you been? And then so we're like still getting through that awkward, like, you know, like what you do this weekend, whatever. It's silent, and then he looks at me. He's like, he comes up to me and he's like, do you know how to make a thumbnail?
The classic question in the office. Do you know how to make a thumbnail?
That's always like the gateway
Yeah.
to get to somebody. So it's like, you know, I was like, yeah, man, of course. And he's like, oh, you know, I want like this thumbnail for my boxing show. I was like, dude, of course, like I need stuff to do. So I make a thumbnail, and he loved it. And then he asked me, he's like, what do you do? I'm like, a little bit of everything. Whatever you need, I can do.
Yeah.
And then that's when the birth of a beautiful friendship started.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
One of the office's best.
It is.
Yeah.
Is
Two
it?
of the best dressed.
I think
yeah.
so.
You two like consistently win best dressed whenever we vote on it.
First of all, I appreciate that so much. But for Dan being who he is, I love the way Dan dresses as well. Because like he's just not your average 35-year-old.
No, he's not.
No.
No, he's just, I don't know how I relate to him so hard with like such a difference in
Yeah, you guys are
generation.
literally
Yeah.
like 12 years apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
age gap is huge.
Yeah, but like,
And you just wouldn't think that or realize that
No.
watching you guys.
Yeah.
Or
No.
looking at you guys.
no, that's my guy forever. Yeah.
So when you graduated college last year, literally while
Yes.
you were still working here,
Yes.
how did you do that? Like actually?
So, man, it was rough, honestly.
Yeah.
It was. So I worked, February? So I would say 3 months of managing senior year of college. And
I feel so bad.
so because I wanted to do everything in my power to just get here. Kyle
Yeah.
was like, oh, we can start after graduation. And I was like, no, I can start next week. And he was like, yeah, man. So, and I'm really glad I did that because I met everyone before. Because then a bunch, like then Kevin got hired, you know. And
Not
then,
to name names, Kevin.
then Kevin, you know, like, and then people started rolling in like after graduation, and then they were like a little late to the party.
Yeah.
But I was already there, and I felt already a part. So managing it, I worked at the TV studio at 8 a.m. for like 3 hours, and then I would go to class, and then I worked at the radio station, and then I would call games while also doing all the social stuffs from over there. But I also made sure to get here at least 3 days a week. So I would leave class early, always be like, I have to use the bathroom, professor. And then
Tale as old as time.
right,
Bring
yeah.
all your stuff with you.
Yeah, and then fall
Yeah.
back, just take everything. with
Sorry.
me, get on a train to get here on time, which is, yeah. But senior year sucks because it's like
You're already mentally checked
I'm
out.
checked out, and I'm like, I have my dream job. Let me just do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I worked through it, and I'm glad I did, and it all
That
worked out
was
for the best.
insane.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that you would be in a position to where you're literally directing like full-blown productions, live switching, like all of that? Because I mean, you say you started as social media and then you started editing stuff and then you like kind of were part of the warehouse and then you were like basically directing and switching the entire thing.
It is surreal because that's kind of what I want to do.
Like in Gold Dream Job?
In Gold Dream Job. If I wasn't here, I'd probably be in New Hampshire learning how to work a broadcast truck for major sporting events.
Yeah.
So
Why
like,
do you say that? Because you had like a chance to do that, or that
Yeah.
would have been your next thing? Like, oh, I'm just gonna make this happen.
that was kind of like I had an opportunity to do that, but then this came along, and I was just like, I'd much rather like this. This was like a dream. So yeah, but love directing. That's what I studied, and that's what I did for 4 years in college, and switching all that and producing and creating live content is like what I love to do. At first, I wanted to be on-air talent, and to combat that, I was like, let me be good behind the camera if I want to be in front of the camera. So I made sure to do a little bit of everything. But yeah, live directing warehouse stuff is literally my favorite thing to do. Anytime we go to the warehouse, I have a glow about me where I am in my zone.
It's so cool.
I love that.
We need BTS warehouse.
We need a Rony cam.
Oh my God, Jimmy has something coming out for the end teaser, the end of Ball Battle 3, where the championship game recorded the reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Can you give us like what's it actually like during a game? Like, what's everyone doing? What's the communication? Like, what are you guys talking about?
It's a little bit of everything. It's really, really polished. It's really a well-oiled machine. We've got it down, honestly, faster than I could have ever imagined. Usually when you have a bunch of people trying to do something like this, that honestly not everyone has that background.
Right.
So like the
Because
fact
I think
that
only really you and Jeff do.
I think so.
Maybe Rob.
Rob to an extent,
Yeah.
but I think like fully like background-wise, me and Jeff.
Yeah.
So, but seeing everyone like just pick it up so fast in terms of communication, where we're like, all right, camera, I want you to push in, and like all the terminology, and like, all right, we're gonna do a little bit of a dance. Camera, you move here.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, the dance.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam, you're part of our comms.
Well, no, I just lurk and listen,
Yeah.
and I just laugh. But yeah, when you guys, because for Blitzball 3, when we had
Yeah.
lefties up, the two field cams switched.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys like said, oh, this will be our
No.
our terminology, but all of a sudden I just hear, all right, cameras, do your dance. I'm like, what? And
Yeah.
it was Rob and Dre switching.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was the coolest
Wait, I
thing.
love that. I didn't
didn't
know that
realize
was like
that.
the phrase you
Yeah.
guys were using.
No, and it was natural. We're just like, all right, cameras, do your dance, because
It was awesome.
Because it was a dance every time I
It was
left.
like a
It was a little
It's the
rotation.
coolest thing hearing you guys like for Blitzball 3 when I had like my sister and like my friends and Grady came. I was like, guys, like listen on this headset. It's
Really?
so cool. Yeah. And so Mac listened to like an inning or whatever on it, and it's so impressive listening to you guys.
Yeah, no, it's just like, ready cameras and telling everyone what to do, and also the fun part is all like the jokes that we have,
God.
just the little the shit talking we do.
Yeah.
Just about everything. Anytime anything funny happens, we always have a comment, or like it's just like our own little world within our own ears. It's so fun.
So for BB3, you live switched.
Yes.
And then for Ball and Play, did you direct?
I direct.
Okay,
yes.
so what's the difference between those two for you?
So for BB3, I also did some live switch directing, which is I love it. It's very fun. But so live switching, you are in control of the switchboard, and you listen to your director to take the camera that he or she tells you to take. So in my case, Prizeman was my director, and he tells me ready camera 2. So I ready it on the board, and we see it, and we make sure that the shot is good. Ready, take 2. When he says take 2, I take it, and I do that for all 17 games, which is, I love it. And
Does your brain ever stop working?
Yeah,
Like,
is it, like,
you're
mindless?
Like you're like, what is number 2 on the
Like
you
looking
just,
at
like,
2, it's like, is that a 4? I don't know.
no, like there's like a cadence where it's like, all right, so we're on 1 for the pitch. If the ball's hit, I'm ready to go to 2.
Gotcha.
And then if between pitches, I go to 3 or 4, which is a batter pitcher. And then from there, then we get creative. We do crowd shots, we do wide shots, we do tight shots. We're like cameras zoom in, boom, 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 cross shooters, all of that. So yeah, it's like a cadence where I've been able to. Prizeman wasn't feeling well, and he was like, under warehouse dust is crazy. I don't like.
Yeah.
I have like
It
a
is.
little bit of a warehouse lung, which like we all. If you spend too much time in the warehouse, you get a little, But it's like he was. So I'll take this game. So it's just like I can do that, kind of just like mindlessly and just locked in.
So for a couple games, you were directing and switching yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
But you don't have to say it out loud.
You don't have to call it, or do
Does
you?
everyone else need to know?
I technically I don't have to, but I like to do it so that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the cameras, if I'm like ready 3, so that 3 knows, that they're live.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just to like make
Yeah.
sure, so like,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and this is more of a personal question. Does my role
Yes.
as a sideline reporter is like all over the place?
Yes.
Very chaotic.
Yes.
Do I make your life a living hell sometimes?
No.
Be honest.
You could be honest.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a communication thing where we fixed that a little bit in Ball and Play.
Yeah,
when
very much so.
when you were able to hear me. There's some times where like you're doing an interview and no camera has a good angle of it, and you have no way of knowing that because there's cameras everywhere.
Right.
So like it's like we're like, all right, cameras, try to see if we can get the best angle, and we zoom in or whatever, or like sometimes like you'd be angled back,
trying. Yeah.
yeah. But that's the hardest part because we are like in a dome, 360 cameras everywhere. Where eventually we make it work, which is fine. But when we fixed that, I was in your ear. I'm like, Paxton, make sure to turn to this camera, that camera. So we fixed it. So
Yeah, that was really helpful because I remember in BB3 we were like 5 games in, I think, and I went up to the loft, and Prizeman was like, just grab them and take them to this camera every single time.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like that's all you have to tell them. I was like, that's easy.
Boom.
Easy. You did the same thing in Ball and Play. You were like, just look in the owner's suite.
just
I was like, okay,
boom.
got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that because I know that there are so many cameras, and you're also like dragging someone around who's not really used to being interviewed. So
Yeah.
it's like position.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better, directing or live switching? You have to pick.
My goodness, I love them both. I love doing both, but directing, I've had a lot of fun directing Ball and Play.
Yeah.
Directing, I felt like I was really in a zone, and like just the flow of everything. You are in your own world, and you don't like come up for air until you cut. And it's like the well-oiled machine aspect of everything, and seeing everything come together is almost like art.
Yeah.
It's like we're making art, and it's no better feeling. So I'd say directing.
Okay.
Who was live switching while you were directing?
Oh, Jeff, and he did an outstanding job, which I always knew he could. So like he and I like were hand in glove. It was great. Yeah.
And who else? So who else is up there? Jack Sorensen,
Rob,
Mikey. What are they all doing?
Rob is on replay, which is, we got a new replay system, and Rob and Jeff work both of that really great. So it's like when the controversial plays happen on the floor, it's just like, oh, we need a replay. It's like big on them to like really slow it down and make sure that it's clear for everyone to see. They do a great job. And Audio Jack, Mikey, they're just on the ones and twos, just leveling out audio. Booth doing their thing, basically just going crazy, and stats in the back. So we have a really tight knit group.
When obviously for our warehouse games, we have had a lot of like controversial plays and things that happen in the warehouse, which make for great content. Like they come across great on screen. When it's happening in real time for you guys up there, is that something that you all are like, this is going to be a pain in the ass to edit to make look better? Or how are we, like, do you guys panic a little bit in those situations?
A little bit, because it's very hard. In the moment, we're all fans, so we're all also invested. There's replays of me like switching, and then like Zoe would hit a home run, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'd get hyped as well. Like we're all being fans while also working. Yeah. But during controversial stuff like that, it's just like, oh, how are we gonna work our way out of this one? Like
you're editing in your head already.
Yes, we're already looking towards as like, oh my goodness, do we need to like cut this out, or how are we gonna like work our way through this? And like I was about to spoil so much stuff right now. Before I just,
we would have cut it out.
We would have cut it out. We're not live. We would have cut it out.
I just we finished editing Blitzball Battle 3, and to me that's already
it's over.
Old news.
It's over.
And we know what you're talking about.
Yes,
no,
I do too. I was about to say it out loud too, and I stopped.
There's honestly so many, for the fans, there's so many things that are just waiting to happen, that for me it's like I think it's common knowledge to everyone, but the audience doesn't even know. So it's
like
wild.
with Blitzball 3, the best is yet to come.
No, oh my
Oh.
god.
These
No,
games, like if you think it's been good so far, you have
Oh,
no
no
idea
idea.
what's
it's,
coming.
oh my god, yeah. It's insane what we have
Can
to like
imagine.
try to think about.
Yeah.
But it all once we get in our war room afterwards, it's all right. We speak with Jimmy. It's like, all right, do you think this is what? But it all works out.
What's something that and I don't even want to say you guys, just maybe you in particular, that you've seen yourself do in warehouse productions up until this point that you want to work on or get better on or tweak just to make your craft that much better?
Well, oh my god, I was gonna say, well, Jimmy made this public. Well, I want to do more live stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of not the post edits are really hard. I mean that's what make them really good, but I want to get to a point where live is as good as quality as broadcast and sports, like Yes Network, ESPN. Like I want to get to that point cuz that would make live events so much easier to do first of all, and editors live so we have our chance to work on other stuff at the same time. So once we do Blitzball Battle 3 or Blitzball Battle whatever live, boom, it's done, it's up, it's forever, it's a finished product, and we get to go home and do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I really want to get to a point where I'm either live switching or directing, where obviously there's like gonna be like some mishaps, but I want to get to a point where it's a 99% flawless done product
I get that.
live.
Okay.
So
And what was your first warehouse games?
first one inning league. So Shaky Snakes. This is when
Okay.
bacon, egg, and high cheese. The Baby Jameses. I remember I met Taylor in the warehouse.
Yep.
Right.
Like my third day of work was at the warehouse.
Yeah, and it was I was like, oh my god, yeah. And then that was our first time at the warehouse. I was starstruck. I was a big fan. I was like, oh my god, this is the best ever. So that was my first warehouse event.
Did we get the like switching equipment and all of that for floorball? Was the first, wasn't it?
No,
I don't even know.
No, not really.
What do I remember? I remember us having something on like a card table in the back corner, and I just
That was
That was-
all the screen.
I remember seeing you there
And
the
Tech Dan.
whole time.
Yeah.
You did not leave Tech Dan's side the entire time.
Well, I mean, I had to be a sponge next to that man, and oh my god, boy, the stories that guy has. Oh my god.
The stuff you soaked up.
Oh my god, some good, some bad. But
That was just all the camera feeds, right?
Okay,
that was all the camera feeds. We didn't have switching capabilities, but actually, up until the end, we kind of had a little bit, but it wasn't being recorded.
It wasn't. Yeah. Okay,
But
that's
I
what it was.
I did practice though
Okay,
to make sure, and I honestly can't wait for the next one. The next floorball, that's gonna be crazy.
it's gonna be so exciting.
Yeah.
So Taylor and Sam, I have a question for you two. What was your first impression of Rony?
You know this, but your outfit.
Oh my god, my interview outfit.
Yeah, it was incredible. You had this long, like tan, like trench coat, pea coat.
Yeah.
Just look and think probably like cool plaid, like pants under.
Yeah.
Just a cool looking guy. Yeah, and Kyle was going around introducing him to everyone like a lap of the office, and truly the only thing I do recall is your outfit.
Oh my goodness, I was so nervous for that. Kyle was just like when he told me, he's like, oh, you guys, you can. I made it past the editing round, the socials round. I had to edit Gabe Kapler being shirtless and hot.
Okay.
That's how I got my
Easy.
job. Easy. I mean, the work is done for itself. And then Kyle was like, "Oh no, yeah, man, like come in for I want to like interview here instead of Zoom." I was like, "Oh my god!" So I was like, "What do I wear to this?" Because this is not like your typical office.
Yeah.
It was the
know,
hardest outfit to ever pick.
because it's
Yes.
it's not as easy as suit and tie. And I just want to say, guys have it so much easier. Obviously, you girls go above and beyond, and you guys always look great.
Look at what I'm wearing today, right?
I know, but like I'm just saying, like when you guys are on, you guys kill it every time. So when you guys say I'm best dressed, I also look back towards you three.
Oh, Rony.
Thank you.
What an honor.
What an
So
honor.
Truly an honor.
just want to say that. But that day I was like, what do I wear? And it's low key embarrassing because it was also my birthday outfit. So I hate repeating outfits like that, but it was my birthday outfit. And I was just like, no, but the outfit was just, I really liked it. And it was perfect for the weather and like New York City, peacoat, green turtleneck, matching plaid pants. It was just.
I'm pretty sure I DM'd Sam before I started and asked what people wear to the office.
I think so.
Because she had followed me on Instagram because Kyle had.
Because I was going to be your friend.
Oh,
before
yeah.
Kyle was.
Yeah. And look how that worked out.
Yeah.
And I DM'd Sam. Like, what the hell am I supposed to wear? Because like I was coming from a job where I wore like black like slacks and a D-backs polo every single day. So like that was the outfit. So I was like, what am I supposed to wear? Like I remember being like, I don't want to show up like
you don't want to
way
overdress.
overdressed.
Yeah.
You don't want to
That's
underdress.
so awkward.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to ask Kelsey beforehand. I was just like, dude, what do I wear? She goes, don't wear heels. Don't wear a dress. Don't try that hard.
Yeah.
But she was like, but also like, look cool. I was like,
Yeah.
That's a wide
Which is the hardest thing to
look cool.
try.
I'm like looking and I was like, do I look cool? Do I look?
Then you get here and you realize like the guys wear hoodies and hats every day.
Yeah.
I
You're
know.
like, oh, it's literally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my first impression of you was one of the first conversations we had was how you had like one more final left.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And you were like telling me about that, and I was just like, damn. I remember going home and like calling my parents. I was like, people are still in college here. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That entire week, I was just telling everyone, like, guys, I'm mentally, I'm here, but I just want to get my finals done so that I can be here full time.
I love it.
Yeah.
I met Ronnie at the warehouse,
Right.
and I just
Yeah.
remember being like, "What a sweet, excited guy!" Like he was just
Oh,
so
my
excited.
goodness.
Like he was just like so bubbly and like just like happy to be there.
Oh,
You're still like that.
Yeah.
Just like happy
Oh.
to be here, energy.
No, yes. Every day is like, oh my God. I love, yes. I'm like golden. I have golden retriever energy a little
Which is
bit.
great.
Yeah.
How did you find out about the company?
The company. Oh, I mean, I feel like it had to be. I was a Talking Yanks fan early on. Like I would say 2017, when they were making that run. So it's like the YouTube.
Just like saw it on Twitter. or
Like,
YouTube
yeah,
one day?
Twitter, YouTube, just like, and then I got hooked on Talking Yanks, and then I was like, wait, they do Talking Baseball. And there was a time where I tuned into every single Talking Baseball, Talking Yanks live. I remember it was right before I got, like, I applied or something. There was a moment where I was on the Talking Yanks live chat or whatever, and I said something that Jimmy really agreed with, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I really agree with Rony."
Yeah, Rony.
Rony.
He really just butchered my
I remember
name.
being confused
And you're
about
like,
your
this
name.
is the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, and like I screen recorded that because Jomboy said my name,
That's so cute.
and I was just like, "Oh my God, that's so cool."
And then my other question was, do you consider like your passion besides like all of the work you do here, like is fashion your other big thing?
Honestly, no.
No.
Like I was never into fashion up until like maybe recently. Like I look back at my embarrassing pictures in high school, and I'm just like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Man, I was a big nerd. But no, fashion, like I don't know what it was, but one day it's just like, oh, I really like this piece of clothing, and like I only wear stuff that I really like, not because of trendiness and stuff like that. So I always wanted to make sure. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was also getting a job. You know, it was like I didn't want to be like the trashy college kid that didn't know how to
like
dress.
kind of have to put in some effort
Yes.
or thought
Yes.
into what you're gonna wear every day.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Huh.
So my last question, since Taylor had to go for a meeting, my last question is, what's next for you? I mean, you
goodness.
you said you're doing essentially your dream job at this moment. You've checked those boxes. So since that box has been checked, what's next?
That's always an internal monologue with me, where it's like not often do you get your dream job right out of college.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a mental back and forth where it's like, I don't see myself going anywhere because I love it here so much. So naturally what I want to do is progress up the ranks and eventually be a leadership position here, whether it's lead director, lead editor, lead warehouse, lead something. But in that vein, I mean, there's always a next. So sports media. Sports media is the passion. Staying in sports media and working live broadcasts that people care about. But the good thing is here is what I'm doing. So good thing is I don't have to really I don't want to worry about what's next.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You're present. I think that's good. I think that's a great quality to have. Are you going to be on camera more?
I hope. I would love to. But I also know that I also am really invested in my behind the scenes stuff.
I think that's great.
I like popping in my head, saying hi to the people, and then going back into my editor's box.
Literal box, like a literal glass box. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have. Sam, do you have any other questions?
No, I think I got the ones that came up along the way.
Yeah,
This
thanks.
is fascinating.
I love it. I'm happy you finally came on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, disclaimer, I lied. I was nervous. Disclaimer. Yes, I was very nervous, but no, you guys are awesome, and this is so much fun.
You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Thank you guys for having me.
That's another episode. Bye.